Sorry. Hi everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to our group presentation. First of all, let me introduce myself. I am Sofia Tanjung and today I'll be your moderator untuk presentasi dari grup 1. So basically, this project is part of our learning planning on English language teaching course. And we have been working on it for the past 4 weeks. Quite intense but super insightful. The theme we choose is descriptive text for grade 7 junior high school students. And the topic specifically focus on describing people and animals. Kenapa sih kita pilih ini? Karena ini relate banget sama keseharian siswa dan masih sesuai sama kurikulum Merdeka. Nah, kita juga pakai pendekatan Project Based Learning, PGBL, karena menurut kita pembelajaran yang fun, kreatif, and kolaboratif itu jauh lebih impactful daripada sekedar teori. Plus, it helps students build not just language skill but also 21 sensory skills kayak collaboration, communication, and creativity. Hari ini teman-teman aku, Sila, Dwi, dan Purwota bakal ngejelasin mulai dari kurikulum analisis, activity plan, lesson design, sampai assessment-nya. So, for Atsila, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the moderator. Now I will explain what we did during week 1 and week 2 of our lesson planning project. So in week 1, our main focus was doing a deep dive into the Merdeka curriculum, especially the capaian pembelajaran for grade 7 students. We chose descriptive text as the main material karena menurut kami ini topik yang familiar dan engaging buat siswa SMP. Siswa bisa describe orang-orang terdekat mereka, idols atau hewan peliharaan, which makes it more personal and meaningful. Besides that, we also did a needs analysis. We identified some important student needs, such as the first one, limited vocabulary. Mostly masih basic banget. Yang kedua, low confidence in speaking English, belum paham tentang text structure, especially descriptive text. Kita juga consider gaya belajar siswa. Some of them are visual learners, some auditory, and some kinesthetic. Jadi semua data ini jadi dasar kita buat tentu langkah-langkah berikutnya. Moving on to week 2, our focus shift to defining learning objective, and not just the cognitive ones yet, but also affective and psychomotor objective. What we came up with, the first is cognitive. Student can construct descriptive text using appropriate vocabulary and grammar. For affective is they can show appreciation for different traits of people and animals. For psychomotor, they can produce creative projects like posters or slides. Then we also designing materials. Kita pilih resource yang real dan relate sama kehidupan siswa, seperti photos, infographics, and videos. Authentic and contextual materials yang gak textbook banget. And also interactive worksheet to support vocabulary learning. Kenapa kita pilih ini? Karena siswa itu lebih engage kalau materi yang dipakai itu real, colorful, and not boring. So that is for week 1 and week 2. Di 2 minggu ini kita benar-benar fokus ke dasar, memahami siswa, memahami kurikulum, dan mulai menyusun arah pelajaran kita. Next, my friend will continue with week 3 and week 4, which are all about activity planning and assessment.
Okay, thank you for Atsila Tipa.
In the third week, our focus was on designing the activity plan and learning method. We developed a step-by-step learning flow using the project-based learning approach. We have designed our planning to design various engaging tasks that actively involve students, such as creating posters and delivering group presentations. All of these activities were aligned with Bloom's taxonomy and student-centered learning approach. Next slide. Okay.
Sorry,
Next
sorry.
What?
Wait for first.
This is me, ya kan?
Week 4. Korota ini.
Okay, thank you for the opportunities. In the fourth week, our main focus was on assessment design. We realized that assessment is not just about giving grades, but also about saying how far students understand the material and can apply it. We created a detailed assessment rubric for three aspects. There are posters, group presentations, and student participation in the learning process. We also designed formative and summative assessment. Formative assessment are conducted during the learning process to see student progress gradually, and summative assessment are carried out at the end of activities to evaluate the final learning outcomes. What makes this assessment special is that we integrated authentic and multimodal assessment, meaning we assess students not only based on writing work, but also on visual creativity, speaking ability, and their engagement in the process. Okay, next.
Okay.
Key challenges were delivered by G.
Okay. Thank you. The next slide is key challenges. Wait. During the planning process, there were challenges that we faced. Some of them are differences of opinion between group members during planning, difficulties in designing objectives so that they can be truly measurable, and finding a balance between theory and practical needs. To overcome this, we organize regular group discussions and refer to educational theories such as Harmer, Vygotsky, and Bloom. Thank you.
Okay, there are several main strengths of the lesson plan we created. The first is student-centered approach. We not only deliver material but also encourage students to be active, think critically, and explore. And the second is using project based learning or PGBL. Students are involved in real projects such as creating poster and presentations, which strengthen cooperation, communication, and creative thinking. And the third is relevant to students' life. The materials we choose are based on their interests and life context, making them easier to understand and more meaningful. And the fourth is multimodal activities. We improve visual activities such as image and videos, and auditory. We use presentation and discussion, and kinesthetic. We use creating project and to accommodate all learning styles. And the last, authentic assessment. We develop clear and direct rubrics and directed rubrics to assess student real work, not just regular written tests. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so the wait bentar. Okay, guys, that was the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for staying with us sampai akhir. Let me wrap it up with a little conclusion. So through this project, we learned that design and English lesson plan itu nggak cuma soal nyusun RPP yang formal, but is more about creating meaningful and engaging learning experiences. Using project-based learning, our students are not just belajar nulis deskriptif, tapi juga eksplor kreativitas mereka lewat poster, presentasi, dan kerja kelompok. Plus, the use of multimodal materials like photos, videos, and interactive quizzes really helps inject different learning styles. Assessment-nya pun nggak cuma ujian, kita pakai authentic assessment. From poster rubric to speaking evaluation, jadi student bisa show their skills in a more natural and fun way. Honestly, this whole journey made us realize how complex yet exciting teaching really is. As future teachers, we have to be curriculum aware, student-centered, and always open to innovate. That's all from us. Thank you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.